Hey, good day. So today we're going to do markup calculation. So I think all of us, we understand that when you are in the business of buying and selling, there's no way that you can just sell at no profit. So in short, you need to sell at least a profit. So we're going to do markup calculation in this session. So we'll be dealing at markup on cost, markup on sales. Because the question can come and say, oh, this is a markup on cost. So you need to understand when it says markup on cost, how are you going to tackle that calculation? So if it's a markup on sale, how are you going to tackle that question? So I'm going to um, walk with you on this one. Okay, so we're going to have our markup session. Okay, let me just pull up my Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to do my calculations here where we are doing our markup on cost. Okay, so if you follow the VAT session that I did previously, you can see that there is a similar concept. Okay, so my drawing board, I always start with this. So let's just draw our formula in this format. So we're going to have cost, we are going to have markup, and we are going to have our selling price. Okay, so let me just write it in full. Is selling price. Yeah. So our markup, if our markup is on cost, so let me just write this part as markup on cost. So our markup is our profit. So you need also to understand that. So these are some of the basics that you need to take home with. Okay, so I'm going to say this is my percentage formula, and this is going to be my rand value. Okay, so I'm going to put a question where we can read and see how best can we do that. So if your markup is on cost. So it means our cost is our base. So your cost will be 100%. And then, of course, the markup percentage will be given. So in this question, let's assume our markup is 50%. So let's just write that 50% right here so that we can see. So in this question, we are going to say our markup is 50% on cost. Okay. So if your markup is 50%, so it means that we already have this part. So for us to get our selling price, that's your cost plus your profit portion in order for you to sell it at profit. So it's going to be 150. Now there come a question where you are required to calculate your markup. So let's look at this question. Let's put it also aside on the top right corner. So we're going to have our question on our top right corner. Okay. Let's see our question so that we can also determine how much is our markup, how much is our cost. Our question we have here. So I'm going to resize my question for it to fit on my right hand side corner so that I don't have too many pages open. So let's close this person over here. So this is our question. We are asked this question here. Okay, so we have some missing points that we need to solve. So we have our to complete this table here where we have our markup on cost as 10%, we have our cost price as 100, and we also don't know how much is our profit and how much is our selling price. So this question is easier. Remember, we need to at least have something for us to get something, right? So in this question, our markup is not always known every time because the products that we are selling is different. Henceforth, the markup percentage differs. Okay, So let's assume that, okay, in this question, our markup is on cost, but we're going to have our cost price. Our markup is 10%. Okay, we already know that if our markup is on cost, our cost price percentage will be 100%, and our markup will be given to us. So we're just going to plot it here. Your markup on cost, your 100 plus your 10, that should give you 110. Or understand that. Then the cost price in rand is given to us is 100 rand. So we need to determine our markup in rand, that is our profit. So this is going to be our profit. Okay. Our markup is our profit. And then, of course, once we get that, then we will be able to get the selling price either by adding the markup, the profit to the cost price. Then we get to our selling price. So when you sell, you always add a portion of profit. So let's calculate our markup. Okay, so we're going to calculate part A. So with part A, we already know that our markup is the one that we're looking for. So that's A, this is B. So with your A, we always say what we are looking for should be used as a numerator. So I'm going to say 10% divided by whatever complete line. We have the first line as a complete line. Why am I saying it's a complete line? We have the rand value and we also have the percentage value. So we're going to divide that by 100 and then we're going to multiply that by 100 rand. Okay, 100 rand. So our profit will be 10%. So how do we get our B? Our B is our selling price. So if we bought our product at 100 rand, we add a profit of 10 rand. How much will be our selling price? Our selling price will be your cost plus your profit of 10 rand. That should give you your selling price is 110. Yeah. Same applies here. It gives us our profit is 10 rand. Okay, so let's see part C. Part C, our markup is now 25% and is still on cost. Therefore, our cost price percentage is 100 rand, and then our markup percentage now changes to 100 to 25, and then our selling price is now 125. So let's determine C. Now we are looking for our cost price, right? We are looking for our cost price, but we already, what is it that we know? So every time when you get a question like this, the first thing is to complete your table. So on the rand value, we have the selling price. That's what we know. So therefore, we are looking for our cost price. We are also looking for our markup. Okay? So how do you get that? That will be your cost price percentage, that is 100, because we need the cost price, and then we divide that by 125. Why 125? Because we have the rand value of our selling price. Therefore, we must use the percentage denominator of our cost price of our selling price. Then we multiply that by 500. Yeah, by 500. So let's just do the mini calculation here using the Excel formula because I don't have my calculator with me and it's easier for me to use my Excel. So it's going to be 400 rand. So I'm just going to type 400 rand is our cost price. Okay, so now we need also our profit. So the profit, we have two options now to calculate your profit. It's either you're going to use what we have. We already know that our selling price, our cost price plus your markup or plus your profit should give you your selling price. So now we do have a selling price is 500. So it means we must work backwards. If we are going down adding, so it means we must minus going backwards. So we're going to say 500 minus 400. That should give us our profit is 100 Rand. But you can also get it when you say your profit percentage, that is 25, divided by 125 times 500 Rand. It should give you exactly the same profit as when you are minusing. So this is also another alternative working, and this is another alternative working. Okay, so let's see E. Yeah, so with E, we are looking for the cost price, and our markup is given as 50%. Okay, and then our profit is given as 750. So we're just going to plug in our profit here as 750. Okay, therefore, we also change here to 150. So 100 plus 50, that's your 150. Your profit is 750. So this time around, you can choose which one do you want to start with. But since we are going with the formula, I'm just going to start with my E, that is my cost price. So I'm going to say 100 over my 50% times 750. Remember what we are looking for divided by what we have times the amount given. So I'm just going to plug this on my formula divided by 50 times 754. Okay, so that gives me 1,500 is my cost price. Therefore, getting F is easier. Why? Because I have two components, I only have one left. So therefore, if my cost price is 1,500 and my profit is 750, so it means my selling price should just add the two. Or alternatively, you can say your 150 divided by 50 multiplied by 750. That should give you exactly the same answer. Just to see how much does it give us. That's 2250. That's 2,250 is your selling price. So in short, this is it. I'm going to leave these two for you guys to also complete and check whether can you get it right. So part two be completed. G, H, I, and J as homework. So please just complete this missing or else the remaining figures, and then put your answers in the comment section. Then we will be able to help each other whether did we get it right or else not. Good luck and all the best.